Hello and welcome to YCharts 101. Today I'm going to be discussing how YCharts can help you evaluate geographic exposure. I'm going to start on my YCharts dashboard by looking up a specific mutual fund. Right off the bat here, you have a ton of information pertaining to performance, key stats, but I'm going to click right into our allocations tab. This is where you can see the specific fund's overall asset allocation, and you can also dive deep into its region exposure. Region exposure is broken up into Americas, Greater Europe, and Greater Asia. And you'll see with these drop downs, you can actually click in and see specific country exposure right here. The next aspect that I'm going to show today is how to evaluate geographic exposure on the portfolio side. So I'm in our model portfolios tool, and I'm going to click into this balanced ETF model. Right off the bat, I'm going to go into our reports. I'm going to click Tear Sheets and generate a one-page report. What you'll see from this PDF is this is a one-page document that breaks out all information that you can imagine exploring in terms of this portfolio. You'll see asset allocation, market cap, bond sector, stock sector, but the theme of this conversation is region exposure. You'll see this region exposure module right in the middle of the page. This is broken again into Americas, Greater Europe, and Greater Asia with the portfolio's region exposure here. The next aspect of YCharts that I'm going to show is our fund screener. In our fund screener, you can generate new investment opportunities and filter for criteria that you define. We also have a great list of templates built out that are more or less starting points for you. I'm going to showcase this best performing international equity screen that looks at all international equity, top performing funds from 6 months all the way out to 15 years, and their expense ratio is top half of the category. You have a list of 38 funds that are in this list. The common theme of this conversation is geographic exposure. So I'm here to show you how you can go ahead and screen for geographic exposure in our fund screener. With everything going on in Russia and Ukraine, one filter that you can add in is simply making sure that these specific funds are not exposed to Russia. Making sure that the Russia total exposure is 0%. That list of 38 is now down to 25. These funds listed here below. The last aspect of YCharts that I'm going to show today is our comp tables tool. I'm going to start by pulling in a list of securities that we were looking at before, that balanced ETF model. Right here, what we've done is we've pulled in the holdings from that specific portfolio, and I want to highlight in our comp tables tool, you can pull in any financial metric that you'd like. So let's just start by pulling in something simple like dividend yield and expense ratio. I can now see the dividend yield and expense ratio for every single fund in this portfolio. But again, the theme of this conversation is geographic exposure. So if I wanted to see United States total exposure, I can pull that in there. Any country that you'd like, pull that into the table and you can customize this how you'd like. One great feature about our comp tables tool is once you have a table created like this, you do have the ability to export this and download it as a PDF. What that does for you is it generates that table in PDF form to hopefully help you better communicate with your client or use this for your own analysis.